As Abraham Lincoln said, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I'll spend the first 4 sharpening the axe." If you've got an interview coming up, the thinking you do in advance could make all the difference between success and failure. The 3 stages to consider for interview success are before the interview, during the interview, and after the interview. The before stage is all about the preparation you need to do. Here are 4 key areas you need to focus on. 1. Figure out the basics. This includes making sure you know the interview date and time, the company name and name of your interviewer, what you're going to wear, and, if it's an in-person interview, the company address and how to get there. 2. Know yourself. To really make a good impression, you need to know your CV, application form and cover letter inside out. Know your relevant experience and skills and how you're going to talk about them. Know at least the top 10 questions they're likely to ask you and your answers to those questions. And above all else, be clear on why you're applying to the role and why you think you're a good fit. 3. Research the opportunity. The interviewer expects you to have done your research on the role, as well as the organisation itself, the culture, the sector, and the interviewer. Be prepared to show them you've done this by thinking of some insightful questions to ask them. 4. Practice. Do a mock interview online or with a friend. If you're giving a presentation, rehearse. For remote interviews, familiarise yourself with the software you'll be using and make sure it's all set up properly ahead of the call. Let's look at some tips to help you navigate the interview itself. First of all, make sure you arrive early. If it's a video interview, open the software you're using ahead of time for some last-minute checks. You may well feel nervous, in which case, try keeping yourself calm with a few deep breaths. Set your mobile phone to silent before the interview, and for video interviews, warn others not to disturb you. The interview starts as soon as the interviewer greets you, so be friendly and smile. Use the STAR technique to structure your answers. This means briefly explaining the situation you were in and the task at hand, the action you took, and the positive result, while also reflecting on what you learned. Don't just talk about being enthusiastic, confident, positive, and open-minded. Demonstrate those key soft skills in the interview room. Pay attention to the interviewer and notice when they're really interested and when they're not. Don't leave your questions until the end. Drop them in throughout the interview. At the end of the interview, reiterate that you're excited about the opportunity. Ask when you can expect to hear back and if it's okay to contact them and how they prefer you to do so. Always thank the interviewer for their time and stay engaged and friendly until the end. It's really important to follow up after the interview. Here are a few things you can do. Send a thank you message within 24 hours. Add your reflections from the interview and emphasize how much you want the job and why you think you're right for it. Ask about connecting via LinkedIn and offer them a connection or an article they might be interested in. If you haven't heard anything after you expected to, send a friendly email saying that you're looking forward to hearing from them and that you're happy to provide any additional information. When it comes to interviews, if you want to give yourself the best possible chance of success, you shouldn't leave your preparation to the last minute. So, what's the next thing you will do to get ready for your interview?